We founded Plan Común, or practice, in Santiago in 2012 after the student movement in 2011. That for us was really important legacy of younger generations to try to understand the context in which we operate. So that I think there is a new paradigm of younger generations trying to really address this type of issues, not as many of the architects we knew before, that star architects or even architects that see architecture as just like an authorship exercise all the time. So we decided to try to be really engaged with this series of themes that society is demanding, and so for that issue, we decided to establish, to start a research called Common Places, or also called Plan Común, Public and Private. And the idea there is to work to define a series of strategies, cases, like prototypes, like in drawings, that could be answered to the society's demands, and that could be appropriated in different locations, in different countries or different cities. The idea of this research is that it's an open catalog of strategies that can be used by like institutions, civic associations, mayors, planning departments, and so on, to in a way to enlarge the conceptual background of public space for the future of our cities. At the same time, we are dealing with a real context. We have real projects, and we are trying to really contaminate these real projects with real clients, with all these ideas about public space. Yeah, I will say that the one that I just showed in the presentation is one called Living Cemeteries, because we see that at least in our country, death has been mercantilized, like everything. Like we have a series of new cemeteries all over the city. So we decided to focus on the first cemetery, one of the most historical places in our city. Okay, in that case, we propose a series of micro interventions that are not related with the funerary themes or with the dead, because we don't want to understand this huge park in the middle of the city as just a place for dead people or a place for sadness. We decided to propose a series of interventions, mini interventions, like public mini squares, tables, sun shadings, and so on, to convert again the cemetery as a place of encounter of different people. Before, the cemetery was really a place for collective joy in a way. People went there like during the weekends to go throughout all the graves and having even drinks there, and then that process was really interrupted by the dictatorship. So we want to recover that. I could give you another example. We are now building a little commercial building in the south of Chile, like 3 or 4 hours from Santiago. And we convinced the client that we should avoid to have intermediate spaces within the building. You know, the places where you smoke a cigarette or where you leave the trash, you know. But instead to offer, with all these square meters, to offer a new public space just in front of the building. Like we are talking about 100 or 120 square meters that are given to the public and that could be used by all the inhabitants in that city that is called San Javier.